just jump into it. Alright. It's been actually a couple days since I've recorded this, so might be a bit choppy. That's you doing the best of it. Alright. After how bad they messed me up during PE yesterday, I don't want my stomach to endure that torture again. Instead, I just got a few hash browns from the fast food joint by the metro. I idly scrolled through my feed as I usually do, while the metro joystick about to my destination. It's been a few days now, and the strange scent of extremely cheap deodorant and alcohol have become an afterglow. Some of the vines are actually plastic, and the flowers are little air fresheners. That's not actually something I noticed, more so witnessed when a passenger tried to eat it. Some of the vines are real though. For some reason, they go untouched in place. Maybe they're just not tasty. Vegetarians don't eat the grass in their lawns afterwards. After all, right? Anyways, light has gone, and someone just dropped a wrecking ball next to me. Must be Mr. Furnace. Good morning, you couple. Good morning. How's work been going fine? It has, slowly, but I'm not very thorough. I hate the idea of a place of learning not being an ideal place to learn. And I appreciate our talk. Your perspective has really helped me understand the student body. You're welcome. Hey, have you given any more thought to the fashion thing? I have, although I can't say I really get it. There are plenty to see elsewhere, if you just look around. Really? Like what? Well, like, look at that girl on the other end of the cart there. It's rather revealing. I don't think that really for me. I love my wife. I just mean as an example. Well, there is an event coming up. I could see about trying something new. What would you recommend? That's a good question. What would be good to use here? In my inner eye, I conceptualize the coolest possible phrase. The fresh machine's going full throttle. First, sunglasses. His eyes may be a bit too far apart for that. However, beanie. No. Moving on. Big guns, flashy jacket. No, please no. There we go. The coolest possible phrase. Mr. Nato? Sorry, just thinking. Why don't you start with... No, look good on man. I'm sorry, bro. You can't do the beat. You could probably get away with the jacket. The jacket's just weird by itself. The glasses is the worst thing possible. But right now, it's basically copying us. I tried with the glasses. The jacket. Though if I'm rather destructive. Yeah, they are. You know what? Try a gold chain necklace. And what? Yeah, just make sure it's the appropriate size so it doesn't look silly. I'm sure it will go a long way, and they're pretty cheap to get. Well, alright, I'll take your word for it. We sure talked about fashion a lot though. Is this really all everything about? Is this really all everything's about these days? Oh, of course not. What do you want to know about? What's YOLO mean? I've heard the term thrown around recently. That was like 5 years ago. Mr. Ferris, and I talk more about contemporary urban slang until we arrive at our arc. Mr. Latikin had just started talking about our first project for the class. As soon as he said the word, Olivia's hand had shot out. Her gray eyes sparkled in excitement, and a smile threatened to crush the perplexed frown etched on her stomach. The girl vibrates in her seat as she waves her arms in the air, trying to get the teacher's attention. Lanikin's own smile was strained as he and Oliver engaged in a staring contest with one another. I could only marvel as the two argued with each other without saying a single word. Eventually, Latikin won by turning off the light and turning on the cheap projectile hanging from the ceiling, and playing a safety video about paint that felt far too graphic for the school setting. I don't think I'll be able to eat barbecue for a while. Thoroughly defeated, Olivia crossed her arms and pouted in her seat. And that is why we won't be using any more exotic materials for any project, Miss Hopward. Maybe I should have just skipped the reference entirely. I still don't see the problem. Once you all had the project safely handle the course in the second semester, you'll be allowed to use oil-based paints. Until that time, however, all assignments will require safer supplies. Now, since we've pivoted to this, might as well finish the full video. Click. The government Gator holds a hand to her throat, mumbling to herself as she grabbed a metal flask and drinks from it. The entire display from her was mystifying, at odds with how Ben and Liz described it. In fact, it kind of reminds me of me. I can understand why, after all. Lanikin is letting Ben and I use some of his equipment in the program. That thrill of experimentation and new possibilities. No doubt that brings a creative sparkle in her eyes. Eyes that fill with pure malice as they gaze daggers my way. Oh, was I staring? Oops. Before I could offer an apology, she already had her hands on the wheel. She rolls up to Lanikin's desk. She leans forward intensely. I can't make out anything that they're saying to the video, but goes by the occasional glare back. It's hard not to imagine. Crap, I really didn't mean to offend. Lanikin noticed I'm watching and motions for me to come forward. Slowly, I shift out of my seat and approach the desk. Alright, is something going on here? Lanikin speaks in a hushed tone, just loud enough for me to hear over the makeshift noise. Olivia told me you're making goofy faces at her. No, I said he's been staring at me all through class. It's weird, like he's never seen someone like me. Can't you move into a different seat? Now hold on a second there, Olivia. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding. We're still letting it. It's like she's a different person here. She fishes out her canteen of water and brings it to her mouth. You're given a lot of leeway when it comes to seating assignments, but asking for someone like this? I just want him to leave me alone. She sits again. What's that about? Well then, Inko, you tell us. What's on your mind? Can't have a disagreement between a classmate this early in the year. I'm confused. I don't know. Didn't know there was any disagreement between us. Well, sometimes it's a little thing you do that you don't even think about that affects people the most. Anything like that comes to mind? I shake my head, Lydia doesn't diminish away from the field of view. I mean, I've been a bit curious about her since we sit next to each other and I'm friends with some of her friends. We all sat together at lunch yesterday. Then Kate nods herself thoughtfully. Sounds like he just wants to hang out, Olivia. Oops, my bad. Her face scrunches at the weird thought. Not really interested. He's distracting me from classwork. I want to watch the video without being gone at. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Does that resolve the issue for you, Olivia? No, I don't want some buddy in this class. She goes to take another sip, but ends up turning the canteen upside down. All out. Olivia, you can fill that up if you want. You wouldn't be missing anything. The video's nothing you don't already know, I'm sure. Olivia eyes me suspiciously and slowly moves out the door towards the nearest water fountain. Mannequin size. Alright. He leans back in his chair with his arm resting behind his head. Inko, I told you yesterday, if the air needs clearing, to do it yourself. Now she's in a mood because you were staring at her like a weirdo. And here I thought you two would get along. She even gave you that sketch she made of you. Truthfully, I'm impressed, but here we are. What's going on, big guy? Again? Alright. It's been a pretty busy day. Yeah, I've gotten into a cool friend group. We're all gonna sit together at lunch. Olivia's there too. She didn't say much, but I got her a soda. Don't know why she seems so upset at me, because you're staring at her. There's nothing personal, Inko. It's not. She's... Ritz. Let's just say she's difficult, especially when it comes to change. If you're at her lunch period too, I can see why she'd be weary with you. If you don't mind me asking, Mr. Lincoln. Yes? Why is she so open with you? What do you mean? Just now she spoke more in that conversation than all the other times I've seen her yesterday. I saw the canteen. I figured it's something to do with her voice, but it's surprising. Her water bottle, the other way around, is unfortunate, but she just really talks at all. And I guess she just trusts me. I've known her since she was a freshman. She seems to gravitate towards art and how I taught it, and soon enough, I took her under my wing. But she lives with Damien, right? He's at the lunch table and she barely talks to him. Poor kid. Hope he's doing alright. He seems to be alright. But yeah, she's distant to everyone else. So much so I keep hearing weird things about her. Mannequin leans forward in the chair, suddenly attentive. Is this about your gossiping with Ben yesterday? A bit. He showed up to the table and said something about her being the same as she left, after she left. Probably some drama there, but I don't want to pry. He nods. But also, Luke told me some weird things too. He stopped nodding. I know her. Is something wrong? No, she just said I shouldn't get invested in being her friend. Everyone being really weird about it, so I was curious for myself. Guess that's why I was looking at her weird. Sorry. And Ken roams his temples. Yeah, it's worse than I thought. What is? I'll put it this way. You met 3 people that know Olivia, other than me. Of the 3, only one thinks highly of her. The other 2 starts unloading drama on anyone willing to listen. In this case, you wonder you're pleased. I haven't thought of it like that. I don't blame you. You shouldn't be involved in anything stupid. High school is, you know. I guess. And he can inhale and collects his thoughts. Important question though. Do they really want to be Olivia's friend? I mean, I guess. Judging eyebrows raised by men. Are you really or just curious about it? He seems pretty serious about this. Yes then. He returns to class rolling back to the desk. Back. Have you changed his desk yet? Lekis nudges his head towards me, exceptionally prodding me on. I'm sorry I distracted you during class, Olivia. She looks at Layton and gives a similar nod. Sure. I mean, you're welcome. I mean, thanks. Not really. I don't want to be distracted. Come on now, Olivia. At least you can do is give him another chance. You never know. I don't really want to know. I get he likes friends with Damon, but I don't really want to know, you know? Not in this class. But I'd like to be your friend, he states. She stops and raises the eyebrow. Lots of these going around recently. Like she was expecting this response, she looks to Layton for hope. Actually, Olivia, I think he'd make a good friend for you. What? His words were like a battering ram. I mean, simply saying to give us here a chance. I could almost see the imaginary bulwark she's hid behind slowly crumbling from what Hood was saying. You're both quite similar at heart, though you may have different methods. Perhaps you'll find some compromise behind Cynicone's naivety if you work together. Finally, the last fragment of her imaginary pictures collapsed. Oliver could only look at the art teacher with timid confusion painted across her features. Well, I don't. Are you for real, Mr. Lincoln? I am. He's actually in another class of mine. I've seen him. He's passionate about his camera, like you are with the brush. And I do expect great things from him. Okay. Sorry, I really thought. Oh. She accidentally bit her tongue. Her mouth is clenched shut. It's just my opinion. You can make your own choices, Olivia. She nods furiously. Oops, the movie's about to end. You two should get back to your seats. We good here? Ivo side eyes me again and nods once more. Alright. He motions for us to scatter. Olivia backs away to her spot. Thank you, Mr. Lankins. For what? I just gave an opinion. I'm serious. It's up to you two It's up to the two of you if you want to be friends. Don't screw it up. He raised me off and I get to flip off the lights. I get back to my seat staring absently-minded at the projected screen as I digest Lincoln's word. He said he only gave his opinion, but it seems like he also gave me an opportunity to take the right step in connecting with Olivia. And with what he said about her being passionate with the brush, it's got me even more curious about her artistic prowess. Speaking of whom, I noticed that she occasionally gives me a side eye. I don't think she can see my eyes due to the dim lighting combined with my shades. She stares at me with a sense of strange curiosity, almost as if she's trying to get a read on me from my face alone. And from what I can tell by her facial cues, she seems confused and almost shaken up. It's like she wants to say something, but she keeps on backing away at the last second. I guess her mind is jolted around from Lincoln's words. Our teacher flicks the light switch and I feel like my retinols burn from the bright lamp light, even with my sunglasses. Alright, normally in your first weeks, we'd be doing something simple like colored snatch films. However, I think your all can manage something a bit more advanced. The Gator girl's head whips around at the word advanced. However, Olivia was thinking before regarding me seems to have to be forgotten, as she focuses almost entirely on the teacher. Mr. Lankins holds up a sack of paper for all of us to see. First things first, I'd like for you all to fill out these topic sheets so that I know you understand how to safely handle all your base fates. Last thing we need is another burned down classroom. way Langdon says those words makes me imagine some pretty horrible outcomes. Once we finish your sheet, bring them to me so I can review them. You'll be giving you the permission slip after I know you lots won't set yourself on fire or poison yourselves. The allosaur guy in front of me hands back the sheets and takes a page from it before handing the rest to the Diplo girl behind me. My eyes get over the sheet. What grade of mass do notes longer than 3 inch requires? And the realization hits me. I didn't see the first half of the videos. My eyes scanned over to the page and I groaned when I see questions I have no answer for. All the pretend dino in animated. The art teacher looks directly at me, then to the side. I tried to decipher his meaning following his eyes. Oh. I turned to my seat and leaned closer to Olivia. Hey, what? What now? What is it? I'm not going to let you draw me. What? Looking at her paper, I see she's already answered the questions I couldn't. I show her my own paper, attacking the upper section that was still blank. Olivia grows and looks athletic and pleadingly. All she gets is her troubles as a thumbs up. Fine. Here. She holds out her seat for me. Wait, isn't this cheating? The art teacher wouldn't. When did he get to his desk? Why does he have a sleepy? If I look over the answer, I still learn the safety protocols. So what's the difference in the end? That must be what he's thinking. Either that or he doesn't care. I copy the words from Olivia's sheet, doing my best to at least rephrase them. Some of my classmates are already walking up to Lanigan's desk. He barely reads the page, not even taking the sleep mask off. Thanks, Olivia. Whatever. Olivia finishes her page in a few seconds and wheels herself to the desk too. Last answer I'm fairly confident on, like what flashpoint means. I get up and go to Mr. Lanigan's desk to set my safety assessment aside. Maybe sit down. Good. Here's your permission slip to use hazardous paints. He didn't even bother to look at my worksheet. He lifts the eye mask from his face and looks at me with one eye. Well, most of the stuff doesn't apply to you, Ingo. Just don't drink the paint or get it in your eye and you'll be okay. Yes, Mr. Lincoln. Attaboy. Now go back to your desk and wait for class to end. Tomorrow I'll be starting you all on something simple, like painting a cube or a ball. Yeah, model dodgeball paintings. The eye mask drops down and I turn to my seat. The class clock reads 5 until lunch. Olivia's back to leering at me. I consider what I should do or say some sort of icebreaker. Mr. Lanigan said we were similar and I can see some of what he means. But I'm a photographer and she's a painter. So a cubist and a dentist walk into a bar. Have a good lunch now. The moment the bells ring, Olivia shoves most of her things into her backpack, not caring if her notebooks get crushed. Once she zips up, she races out of the classroom. Guess she doesn't want to get caught in the chaos of lunchroom stampede. I managed to avoid getting stuck in the frenzy by shuffling along the wall the long way around the lunchroom. It's a bit longer, but at least there's less risk of getting used as an improvised meat club. Hey, why don't I just go into the courtyard? It's right there next to the table. Dang it. Next time. Hey, is there a palm tree or something by the table now? Never seen one with a trunk. That's green. Is there an elephant at the table? I get around to the last crowd and approach the table. Damien's here chewing down on the sandwich stacked with berries to me. And like yesterday, Olivia's already at the table. Hey Damien, you seen Liz? Thought she was joining us for lunch. Without a word, Damien pointed to the palm tree next to us. Oh crap, that's so true, damn. I look up to see his legs, head in the rafters, prodding at vines on the ceiling. The ceiling was a lot lower in the computer lab, so I couldn't tell as easily, but the neck is long. Anyways, hey Liz. Hey Inka, couldn't see you from up here till I heard you. Well, guess I'll go ahead to get my food from the vending machine again. Making my way over the vending machine, I do the same song and dance I did last time. Cars swipe from punch presses, later earning a couple cans of sodas, 2 bags of chips, and a few candy bars. It's like when the teacher asks you to bring enough candy for everyone, only now it's true. I head back to my table, bundle the food stuff in a makeshift pouch, and distribute. Olivia gets her share, but she doesn't say anything. Ah, sweet. And why thank you, Inko. Damien, if you'd be so kind. Already on it. Damien cracks open a can of soda just as Liz lowers her head next to him. She's wearing a novelty soda cap. He then swaps the old can with the new one, almost like he's swapping wheels on a Formula 1 race car. No problem. Liz head cranks back up to the top of the ceiling, continuing to eat the foliage. So Nico, how's your day been so far? Why do I got like 3 different names? It's bugging me. It's been pretty decent, I'd say. I'm mostly looking forward to photographs since Ben showed me some good photo spots. Cool. Damien just nods as he continues to munch his sandwich. I think he zoned out about halfway through my sentence. Oh, and also Liz helped me submit my content entry. Awesome! Could always rely on Liz to help you out. By the way, will get you nowhere, Damien. Just saying the honest truth. Liz enters the contest too, right? Everyone must be trying to win the cash prize. The monies? Oh, okay. Liz comes down again with a mouthful of leaves. Her hands hold up a tray with each segment full of different sauces. But the real prize is having your submission featured on the Sponsors Magazine covered and featured articles. Now, how is she still articulate? Do you have any ideas on how great that looks on a resume? Heck, I could probably get a scholarship with that alone. Whoa, you really got all this planned out. Where do you submit? She takes a moment to swallow her salad and then shares a huge grin. I submitted my best digital art piece. Ooh, what is it? Here. The tray is set aside so she can bring out her phone to show Damien, me, and her entry. It looks to be a village townhouse piece. Very rustic and classic. It looks pretty good. Yo, that's so cool. It looks so realistic. Thanks. Took me about a week to really blend some of the more factual elements into everything else. I based it off my grandfather's home from the old country. This is really amazing. You can't even tell that this thing is digital art at all. Damien grabs hold of the phone and turns it towards Olivia. Hey Olivia. She jumps up, having been suddenly made relevant to the conversation she was just spectating. But I'm not giving these shits back their mind. What's up with that prison attitude? I was just going to show you Liz's entry. Olivia narrows her eyes and leans over to see the image of the phones. She then looks up and gives Damien a quick nod before returning to eating her chips. Damien's smile falters a little at her minimal response, though he's back to his usual grin as Liz takes her phone. Wow Liz, I didn't know you were so into digital painting. That looks great. Do you plan on being an artist after graduating? Thanks. Well no, I don't plan on being an artist per se. The plan is to be an antique dealer, specifically with art. What's that mean? It means she's buying the splatter canvas everyone else just uses for money laundering. No, it'll be the real deal stuff. There's a real market out there for it. So I'm making the AP business class and using the school's procedures art program. That's actually why I picked this place out. There's a real elite selection of graduates from here. Oh, and your school treasurer too, right? Sure I am. I'm doing everything to make sure I'm ready for the real deal. I do love painting though. It's not just the ends to it. Maybe that's why I want to get into trade. I can just get the right people, the right art they need. That's very thoughtful. I just started thinking about my future more, Miko says. I wonder what Olivia thinks about this, if it's even interesting. Damien is just eagerly nodding his head up and down. I don't even know if he agreeing with Liz or headbanging to some tune playing in his head. Sigh. I look to the side to see Olivia staring down at the bag of chips, like pensive. I guess I'm not the only one that's a bit worried about our long-term plans after school compared to Liz. But we got a whole year still. What about you, Damien? Yeah, I don't really have big goals set. The only reason I'm going here is because it's the closest school to our home. Damien, you know I keep telling you about planning ahead. I know. But I like keeping my options open. So what are you doing in school? Just picked out any class that seems interesting to me. Though I gotta say, home economics class is pretty fun. I get to make food in class and eat it too. From learning skills in class like that, you'll be a perfect husband. Yeah. Wait, what? What? But to get back to my point, that art contest, if I win and get that interview, it's an insane advantage, I'd say. But by the way, Olivia, did you submit something to the art contest? Oh. She looks away slightly deflated. No. Really? Oh crap. I might have a chance then. Hey Liz, that sounds a certain way. Oh, sorry, I didn't read it at all like that. Olivia rolls her eyes and really goes back to munching on her chips. Mr. Lincoln says you were really into painting, and I'd really like a portrait of me you made. Well, she what? Just finished Lear and now replaced with a murderous gaze. Oh, yep, lunch is a perfect time to eat my feet. I haven't actually seen any of her real art, only something she's done out of boredom. Olivia's eyes close as she inhales deeply in the air, neutrally returns to her once she reopens. She looked me up and down again, although something was different this time. Can't. What's that mean? Besides, even if I could, they're going to be looking for the best artist here, so you gotta show that to them with how good your art is. But I just don't want them to look at me and feel like they have to give me a reward out of it. Damien's face froze mid-bite, his sandwich losing its meat's integrity by the second as his eye flinches between Olivia and I. I can practically hear the flaming alarm in his head as his brain catches fire trying to connect dots. I want to be judged for my art and not. Olivia strangles to formulate the next few words and lets out a weary sigh. It would feel just undeserved. How? Yeah, how? David, has that ever happened before? Do people really do that? You weren't there for it. Some losers used to even tell me to take advantage of it. Why not? That was a bad move. Dude, seriously? Why? So I can constantly be reminded of myself? So I can't separate myself from my work? So I can get complaints, compliments being worse? Do I even rely on it? so the playing field can be even. That's all a lot at once. I'm not even sure I got all of it, but I definitely touched a nerve I shouldn't have. No, sorry. Olivia brushes her hair down. Look, I don't want to get an award of praise I haven't earned. I'm seriously not that good. I really wouldn't win. She sighs and takes a long sip of the cola. Can I see Senior Boy question mark? No. And she really shouldn't put herself down like that. I get it. A lot of students here are crazy good at art. Some are probably better now than I ever will be. And they're just starting. It's pretty scary to think about. I mean, like that landscape of the city near the principal's office? Landscape? Hold on, I took a shot of it. It's a bit tough getting my camera out now with all the books I need for class in it the way. And in the way. I lay out the contents of my backpack, taking my treasured DSLR out last. After finding the shot in question in the menus, I turn the display towards everyone else so they can see the glamour shot. A freshman made that painting. Just from the looks of it, I can see why it won first place. I drew that. Huh? Her name is on it, isn't it? My brain finally makes the connection with the signature on the mural. That was you, graduate. Is it that what of a shocker to you? Quite a bit, yeah, it looks amazing. I mean, it's whatever. Had to have some dumb guy to help me out, so it isn't like I was the only one who did it all. So when you said you can't enter, it's because you already won once? Yeah, basically. She looks away from us, eating her chips and salad. I've heard the expression of being one's worst critic, but I never expected Olivia to kick herself this hard. I'm mentally kicking myself thrice over just for thinking the last word. What? Something wrong, Liz? Did she bite her tongue or something? Why is she imitating one of those picture plants right now? Liz. What's with the look, long neck? Just surprised to see you in better spirit alone. You're making it weird. Don't make it weird. Yeah, it's been ages, Olivia. To think a randy like inky hair got you to open up like that in just 2 days. You gestures to me. What'd you do, man? The girl in question freezes. Damien's thoughtless comments having thrusted her into self-awareness. And she just leaves. Olivia, where? She's gone. Well, she did give a warning. Yeah, I was just so excited she was making good progress. The rest of lunch we spent trying to talk to Liz about her art process. Damien looked like he wanted to try to bring Olivia back to the conversation, but no one had any idea where she's gone. Still, a part of me thinks she wants to talk. So why doesn't she? Sadly, the question for another time. Olivia's departure seems to signal the end of lunch. At least Liz and Damien waved goodbye. Leaving me to clean up all the trash from the table, including everything I removed from my backpack. Dang it. Photograph class comes and goes. Since we're partners, Lanica gives Ben and I a green light to walk around campus. Ben shows me around to see his prime photo spots, such and such. Becomes my impromptu tour guide. It's actually pretty neat to see parts of the school that I haven't explored yet until now. Places like the music hall, the recreational pool, were the most interesting to see. But we can't see it. Currently at the courtyard, Ben points out the views from the outer landscape around the school. I wonder why Ben was so eager to show me. These views are impeccable. But while he's explaining the image he has in his head, my mind still wanders back to Olivia. I wonder what I did to make her express herself so much. Inca. Inca! I was asking if you'd be available sometime during the weekend to take photos. I'm free on Saturday. Excellent. We can meet up back here on a Saturday. Sounds good. As we head back to class, I begin to think if there's something I can do in history class. How about nothing too crazy? Back in history class, Miss Perlking continues prattling on about, and after the final offense that left the entire city of Tricerop, whatever, destroyed, the oh my gosh, whatever was defeated, bringing an end to their crimes against both Dino and humankind. With that, the Dino Human War, the Dino Human War came to an end and peace was finally declared after 10 years of strife. Of course, there was the matter of rebuilding and dousing all the fires still burning, as well as what to do with all the bodies and... Yeah, I should probably care more about Larkin's lecture since history has extremely strong cultural connotations, but man, is it boring. Ahead of me, Olivia has returned to her default, sullen, deflated groan. She's not glaring back at me, so she's probably over what that was, or she still doesn't know I'm here. Boy, will that be entertaining to see, assuming I don't end up with the mechanical pencil jammed in my lens. The other students are similarly bored, only occasionally marking down something whenever it sounds like it'd be on a review sheet at the end of the week. There is, of course, no more note passing today. Mrs. Prowler emphasized yesterday, and yeah, yesterday must still be in their minds. There won't be any more chances given, and even though she doesn't seem threatened on her own, the consequences would be dire. Especially if she can call solely over like her personal enforcer. There's simply no getting around it. This is just a period we all have to sit through. And there isn't even a solitary to be had in our ship. It's simply the reality of high school history class. The only saving grace is that she isn't stalking around the room looking for us to do something wrong. Instead, we're just being lectured at. My hands mechanically copies down whatever she written on the board. And while I should also be paying attention to what Miss Parkin is saying, I'm more than certain that we'll be reading the exact same thing from our heavy textbook. So my eyes wander away from her and the board scanning over my peers, all equally as bored and freaking interest. Eventually, there is a bit of movement ahead of me. What's she up to now? Olivia folds a sheet of notebook paper back and forth discreetly, creating a deep crest. She licks her fingers and runs it along the crease, gently pulls. The paper rips along seemingly silently. Oh, is she risking it? What she even got to gain? It's just a note passing game. Maybe she feels bad because she got caught yesterday. Oh boy. Olivia passes the note to her left. The student next to her raises an eyebrow, but surprisingly takes the note, and immediately passes it on without looking at it. One by one, my classmates pass along one to the next. Nobody dared open the note and write something in it, and superstitiously keeps track of the note in the corner of her eye, and makes a circuit around the room. Thankfully, Miss Frank's eyes are focused on the board when I feel a tap on my shoulder. I reach over my ear to give it a scratch, and holding paper is pushed into my waiting fingers against my ear. As I feel the edge grind against my earlobe, I chew my lips to keep the hissing pain contained. Probably unintentional, but the paper cut still stings bad, especially on such a fresh page. My friend's told with a bundle of paper at my desk. No one else has bothered with it. I wouldn't exactly call it an empty canvas, but there's potential there. There's a crumbling noise between my fingertips. Must have unfolded it while I was thinking. Looking at the sole doodle on the sheet, I see a pretty simple rat drawing with a very realistic hand next to it, giving a thumbs up. There's plenty of space this time. It's probably a 3 at the front I doubt you'll even notice. The temptation is there, my fingers are itching and finally get a real chance to do something fun and the sleep-inducing class. In fact, a perfect idea in my mind to catch Olivia's attention. If that doesn't ruin everything, that is. She's not uncompassionate, but Miss Plunkett has seemed less tolerant for horseplay in her class. We probably wouldn't get another chance. And going by Coach Soli's one chance policy, how these guys aren't even considering playing along, I bet it really won't be pretty. Kinda makes me concerned for Olivia. I could just hold on to the note and give it back after class. Heck, Olivia never even knows. I don't think she knows I'm in this class. Yeah, that's risky. What life without a bit of risk? I waited for Miss Perlin to start a new entanglement, make sure I had enough time. She just said something about a single constant moving time. This is going to be a basic stick figure, but it's just a new one. Only you could doodle in a photograph. Not sure what I mean by that. I also don't know how to draw a wheelchair. In the end, it looks more like an abstract depiction of a bow-legged T-Rex than what I wanted. Oops. I'll have to. I check it over one last time if I had to conceptualize to improve it. Oh well. I'm about to note forward, careful not to notice the teacher. Olivia takes the note over her shoulder, once more not checking it. She seems too deflated a bit on the open note, probably because of all the blank spaces. Doesn't look like she recognized whatever I did either. Maybe I should talk about it after class. I doubt. Seems like any okay thing to do. She just passes the note again. What? Once more, the process students taking the note pass to get along without looking at it. Although this time, it's a little more collectively annoyed. It probably won't go around again. Why the heck would Olivia send the note around again? Nobody's going to change their mind and draw something down. Is it depression? Thoughtlessness? Whatever it is, the note comes my way again. Once again, I take it to confirm that yes. Once again, no one else wrote anything. However, there's a new doodle of a rat with a flamethrower from Olivia. Alright, I guess this time I'll draw. How about adding myself to the sketch of the high five? This time I could pick myself as a stick figure. No use trying to go outside my skill level for a note passing game. It's simple enough to do. I even included my sunglasses. Yeah, I'm liking this. Maybe I should also ask, make sure Miss Planet isn't looking my way. Yeah, she's not right now. I'm in luck. Alright, time to pass this on. I'm about to note forward once more. Olivia pinched the note between 2 fingers. She's not looking back. I keep saying that, but I guess it's not weird. Why would you look back in that situation? She checks the note and looks a bit down again. She glances up to the corner I drew in. I nearly fell out of my seat from the sudden loud noise. There is a moment of unwavering silence before a voice speaks out. Miss Halford. The girl in question shrinks in her seat in embarrassment. Sorry, Miss Procling, saw a spider. Miss Procling simply sighs, muttering to herself, and turns her attention back to writing more notes on the board. She turns her head back slowly, just enough to be able to make contact with me. While she eyes me with judging contempt and curiosity, I see her hand tenderly massage the tip of her toe. Looking at the floor, I think she managed to chip the... As soon as her paper turns around, she continues teaching, elaborate scribble something down. She turns back to look at me once again, then she flicks the note in my direction. And completely clearly missed me. I tried to catch him midair, but ended up slamming my face into the desk to get him. Written out, so what was that noise? I palmed my note into my sleeves and strained to keep my injured eye open. The teacher probably meant the foot slamming. Found that spider, Miss Franklin. The teacher grimaces. That better be cleaned up at the end of the class, then Miss said. Yes, ma'am. I breathed a sigh of relief as an excuse while the Miss Franklin stares. She turns a few pages of the notebook lying on her desk, instructing the class to do the same as she searches for something. She's distracted. I can finally see where Olivia's room. There is now a surprisingly detailed dodgeball whistling towards my stick figure's head. I want to be upset, but I find myself admiring her motion lines. Seriously, she should be an animator. I'm gonna pull over and add a settle on giving a large rat sunglasses as well. A few seconds later, he looks twice as cool as before. I look up to Olivia, pondering how to give it back to her when the sinister idea came to my mind. Her hood hangs open as it rests on her head. It's a tough shot, but bingo. Alia scratches the back of her neck to find the note. She looks back to squint eyes, judging my intent and scanning me for foul play. She mouths something at me, a question I think, but I'm not the most adept lip reader. Especially when said lips are thrice as long as humans. She unfolds the page, and seconds later she readies adding a new sketch and folds it up. The note lands neatly on my desk this time, and I suspect the latest edition. More rats doing essentially not rat activities. I wonder what she thinks of a cat this time. We continue passing notes back and forth, adding new sketches and adding to each other. My fingers are starting to tire when Miss Spritz addresses Olivia. Right, Miss Alfred, you may leave now. Everyone else, you may take the last 5 minutes to start your homework. Olivia takes her time packing away her supplies, occasionally glancing my way. Dawn is paranoia, is now just complaining confusion, as if I wouldn't play the doodle game thing with her. Even as she rolls out of the room, I notice her eyes are still on me. I give her a waving goodbye and she seems shocked by it, turning her head and finally passing through the doorway. Right then, homework. Oh crap. It only now occurred to me that there's a pretty good reason the teacher doesn't want us slacking off during class. For the last 5 minutes, I tried to speed read the second chapter in its entirety. Failing to get any good information to use for today's homework, I resolved to just checking online for lectures that's not as boring. And be one with a good animation even. When the rest of us finally excused, I realized that I've still got the page full of doodles. Considering all the stuff on it, I'd feel like it was a waste to just toss it away. I decided to keep it, slipping into one of my binder's extra plastic sleeves. With everything safely packed away, I shoulder my backpack and exit the room. I wonder how many words I've said incorrectly or just filtered them with other words by default. Man, now I get why Olivia gets to leave some classes early. The halls are so packed and chaotic. Once class ends, I always end up being pushed around by rowdy students headed toward their next class. Once school ends, it's even worse. When I saw it yesterday, it was something else. The word riptide comes to mind. I end up just waiting around for a few minutes for the flow to die down. It's looking like it's just going to be my routine now. Looking like it. Looking like it. I passed by a few more art displays on my way to the stairs back down to the first floor. This isn't the art wing, but there's still a bunch of displays up. Maybe there simply isn't enough space. Something presses into my chest and lurches me to stop. It's Olivia, holding an arm out to stop me. She's still staring up at me, though less suspicious. Her grill open but no sound comes out. She realizes her hands are still out and retracts it awkwardly, indecisively darting between her hoodie pocket and her armrest. She's expecting something. Oh, the note maybe. Hey, you could have told me, huh? That you were in Miss Farlington's class too. You could have mentioned it. Sorry, guess I was sort of aiming for a bit of dramatic reveal there. She brushes her tail aside. Well, whatever. Later, I guess. Why did you stop me over here? She stops her chair mid-turn with a gray eye confronting... words, okay. The dirty four. I don't really get you. Olivia's eyes turn back to me and now I can see the nervousness in her pupils. Why do you care? Why indeed? Well, I guess the main reason is I just want to be friends. With me though? Sure. Those tiny moments in which I saw the Gator girl hyper animated comes to mind and I can't help but to smile. Those small shows of her genuine feelings. I think Mr. Landon was right honestly. Olivia hums in disagreement, finally turning away. Oh crap, maybe that was too forward of me. I swing my backpack around so I can reach inside it. Oh, I still have that note. Note? What, with the doodles from class right now? Why? Just figured you'd want it. It was fun filling it out. Just as I was about to pull out my binder, the Gator girl looks back at me and shakes her head. It's just doodles, you can throw it. Keep it. If it's so important. For the briefest seconds I saw her show her mouth for a tiny smile. But now she's back to looking neutral at the elevator. Oh, didn't notice this school had elevators. I don't more people use it. She flashes a key from her pocket. So it's a part of her accommodations. Makes sense. But now the hallway has cleared up a bit. The elevator arrives as Olivia rolls in. She moves her arm to push the button and jams the key in some sort of slot. What's the look for? You coming? Oh. I slide beside Olivia just before the door closes. It's probably safe to catch your foot in and just reopen it, but man, this thing is ancient. There's an Aspect certification lazily plastered above the door from the side. It's covered in coffee stains and old other signs of age. Is this really safe? Olivia shrugs. What's the worst that happens? Our legs break? She eyes me with a smirk. This may have been a mistake. My heart drops as the space around me seems to drop for a split second. The sound of worn out elevator machinery fills cramped spaces. How slow is this thing? I look over to Olivia and she uses this thing daily. Surely it normally runs smoother. Her mouth hangs slightly open in amused grin watching my sudden upset claustrophobia. Relax, dude, this is normal. Alright, this is normal. This thing jolting around like it's gonna drop us at any second is completely normal. When we reach the bottom of the floor, the door clunks open and I practically fall out. Olivia casually rolls from behind me. Somehow I sense it with a degree of superiority. Anyways, see you later. Yeah, see you. Olivia rolls the corner and I'm left on my lonesome. My sense returns to me and I start making my way to the metro station. Bro, why is this guy still here? Who is this guy? As I make my journey home, it strikes me how much progress I've made with Olivia. It's definitely still in its awkward phase, but I can see she's opening up little by little. And it's starting to become amusing seeing her get confused by my friendly gestures. All in all, I got a pretty good feeling about this. Is it bad? Sure, we're overreacting though. I'll be sure to tell them all about it. probably shouldn't. Just saying. A week into September has come and gone, and I'm finally feeling accumulated to say Haman. Things have been going pretty smooth lately, if I do say so myself. Over the past week or so, I've been getting more and more used to my new friends, learning new quirks about them daily over lunch and in our classes. Like Olivia's penchant for tail whips. Alright, we did. That's just for a whole week. Okay. I really should have did this on Thursday and Friday. This is a weird gap.